I think among the couples that I see in therapy, there's often a feeling that one of the partners has a bad way of expressing their anger. And so they'll usually come in and talk about it. And what I usually see is that one of them expresses their anger in a passive aggressive manner, and the other one is more aggressive, angry expression. And so they get into a lot of conflict about which one is worse. Now, I'm going to make this video for you and tell you right now, anger is not the problem. Feeling anger is an authentic, real feeling, and it's important. Something should make you feel angry, but the way you manage it can kill your relationship and sometimes physically or emotionally hurt the other person. And what's interesting is passive aggressive is no more softer with dealing with anger than aggressive aggressive. It's just that people that are aggressively angry, they are out of control already. And so theirs can escalate more and it can become abusive and against the law and it can kill people. But both forms kill relationships and both forms are unresolved ways of dealing with anger in a healthy, mature manner. So I'm going to go through those today. When you're passive aggressive, basically what it means is you don't have the courage to just say no or to say I'm angry. And so what you do is you agree to something that you don't want to. You go along with it, but then you follow it with all these behaviors that are obviously showing that you're angry about agreeing to it. Like you procrastinate. You procrastinate everything. You show up late. You'll tell the person, "Yeah, let's go out," but you're always late. You're late at work, you're late at home, you're late for everything. When someone is consistently late, they're angry. And it hides out there. I don't know why, but it does. So if someone is always late, you know they're angry. And it might not be at you, it might be at something else, but they're still angry. You have a tendency to be sarcastic, flippant in conversations, use a lot of irony and sarcasm, so it comes across as terse and just mean. You frequently sigh. If you sigh a lot, you're angry. People don't know how you feel because sometimes you have a smile on your face, but you're really mad inside. You suffer from nightmares. You suffer from insomnia. You have a lot of digestion stuff. And people will say, I have a weak stomach. That's almost code for I have a lot of passive aggressive anger. They clench their teeth at night. Now you may listen to this list and go, man, I know I'm not angry, but I got a lot of those. If you have a lot of these and you're consistent with them, then more than likely you are passively aggressively angry. But you're just so out of touch with it because you've never allowed yourself to say, I'm angry. And you don't know what to do when you feel angry. So you go into a passive aggressive mode. Now, this is different than aggressive anger. Aggressive anger is louder and it's bolder and it's more careless. It does things like making threats to people or trying to bully them. You make gestures, you're flipping people off, honking your horn all the time, tailgating and other road rage type things. You'll run somebody off the road, use foul language. You hit people, you yell, you'll sometimes push somebody. You have more of a tendency to be reckless. You're reckless with others and you're reckless with yourself. You use drugs, alcohol. You do things that aren't smart, that a thinking person probably wouldn't do. Now, if you have this kind of anger, you need to see a therapist right away. And the reason is you are already showing that you're not in control of this emotion of anger. When this happens, you go into another mode. And this mode changes very quickly from just running, doing something like running your mouth or flipping somebody off to hitting someone. And that's why you need to get control of this. If you're passive aggressive, you need to get control of it too, because both of these forms are hurting your health. People with anger that is mismanaged have the higher rates of heart attacks every year. And not only do they suffer, but the person who loves them may suffer even more. And it's just not a healthy way to go through life. And this is something you can change. If you saw parents growing up with either of these forms, if it was very distasteful for you, you'll usually take the opposite form. But one thing is very rare. If you grew up with a parent that had an anger management problem, you will not choose healthy methods unless you talk to a therapist and really work on it, because both parents then showed you they didn't know how to manage anger. And if they didn't know how, it usually means they weren't okay with even admitting they felt angry. So your chances of actually being able to tell your parents, I'm angry, are small. And so what you did without even realizing it, you fell into a pattern of expressing anger either passive aggressively or aggressively. And neither of those are healthy. So let's talk about what you can do. First of all, you have to figure out what triggers your anger, what it feels like in your body when you're angry, and then you have to be able to stop. Rather than going forward with whatever you're doing, you have to be able to stop, pause, breathe, and calm down. The second thing is be assertive about what you're feeling. If you're angry, just practice saying, I'm angry. After you say it, the other person will probably say, I'm sorry. Sometimes they'll even be smart enough to say, is there something I can do? But usually when you say, I'm angry, that's your cue. I'm going to get space. I'm going to go for a walk. And you tell your partner or your colleague that if that's what's making you angry. You say, I'm going for a walk, or I'm going to go for a run, or I'm going to go get some space. During that time, you breathe. You listen to calming music. You calm yourself down, because you can't be angry to the point of hurting yourself or someone else if you're calm. The two do not go together. So the minute you're able to calm down, the better it's going to be for the expression of your anger. The more healthy your response is going to be. You want to recognize yourself when you're behaving in a way that is inconsistent with how you are. If you're a nice person and all of a sudden you flip into a rage, rather than disconnecting from that rageful person, you want to stay with that person and you want to talk with it. You want to say, listen, you need to calm down. I need to calm down. I need to get some space. I just need to be by myself, listen to something calming so I can control my breathing and calm down. Don't dissociate when you get angry, because then that whatever that ego run of anger is, it's just off on its own, and sometimes it won't come back. Sometimes you act out in a rage that is incomprehensible and you won't be able to ever have your life back the way it was. Tell yourself it's okay to disagree. It's okay to say no, but it's not okay to get mad, throw a fit, or show up for something late, tell someone I'm okay with it when I'm not. It's not okay to lie about my anger. Anger is not the problem. The way you manage it is. And I hope this video helped you realize where your anger is and how to manage it better. If it's helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.